really, I've tailored the session of what we learned. And I would encourage you to look at what we learned for juniors, what we learned for seniors, because I talk at different levels. I talk about different problems to these people because there were different issues over there. Oh, there she joins. Okay.
Hello.
What's with the thing on your mouth along with you think you're going to get us COVID here or what?
No, I'm sitting in the common room of
Oh, okay. All
my
right.
dorm. So
Got it. Okay. All right. So that's Shreya, my daughter, with the thing there on her face. So, Shreya, why don't you give a quick introduction to yourself when we were just talking about everything, but just quickly about yourself, about your past. I mean, I've already talked a little bit about you, but what you do right now, what you don't do, how mean you are to me, you can speak anything.
yeah, so I'm Shreya, as you guys know. I am I'm a student at Wellesley College. I'm a computer science major. Uh, Computer science is hard, so I'm struggling with that. But yeah, that's a bit about me. I do research work, and I'm just surviving in college. So
So when
yeah.
you were there in age, Shreya, when you were in the 10th or now, when you were in this, in the ninth grade and 10th grade, what clue did you have of admissions and what did you want to become in your career? What did you know at that time about
I actually,
college?
I just remember I thought I was going to go into business when I was in ninth grade, and now I could not, I couldn't consider I would never, or I don't consider myself a business person right now.
And then down 10th grade, you wanted to go into chemistry, no law. Then you wanted to go into chemistry. So you
Yeah,
changed your mind a lot of times.
yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to tell these kids about, stress you went through on ninth grade, 10th grade about, did you know, you knew Davis and some schools, right? You knew some basic things, but what did
Yeah,
you,
I knew almost nothing. Like I knew nothing, and I wish I had known more about at the time, but
what
I
could you have
didn't.
done differently if you had
I
known?
would have I just wouldn't have stressed out so much. It's just not worth it, because I mean every school is wonderful in its own ways. So every school has something to offer to its students.
Thanks, Shreya.
It's not worth the stress. Yeah.
Great. Appreciate that perspective. Okay. Um, So I think that's where it just segues directly into what we learned is just don't stress, guys. I mean, I know your parents will be stressing you out. I mean, the most of you are joined in from Silicon Valley. Most of us are parents are type A personalities, and I am super type A, and but there is and parents will be after you. Have you done something about essays? They know very little about the process. So many parents have not studied over here, or I mean, somewhere I'm looking addressing the strata I'm talking to today. But I think it's important. There's too much marketing about this whole thing about Stanford 4% admission rate, Harvard is 3%, and all this garbage goes around. And there is a college. I mean, we still don't know anybody who never got admitted. Yeah, you could have a situation where I know some crazy people who applied only to all the Ivy League schools. They were like, I will only go, I think I'm cut out for those schools. And yeah, they didn't get anywhere because that's moronish, right? When you put together a strategy. But I honestly still till date don't know anybody who did not get into a college. And I still don't know anybody who did not wasn't happy in the college. Both Kenneth and I went to the same college back in India, really garbage, crappy school of a college. We came out just fine. I mean, we felt okay, bad when we got in, but came out just okay. So just don't stress. Everybody gets admitted. Some statistics over here for you to all to look at, which is these schools are super nervous. The way you're nervous about getting in, schools don't get 50% of the schools never get filled up. They never let up getting the full admissions. And these are good schools. We're not talking crappy schools. These are one of the 3,000 schools in this country. And the problem is most of you know only of the first 10 school names, which is obviously one name is Yale, one is Harvard, one is Stanford. You obviously don't know like Loyola College, you don't know Oxy, you don't know Reed, you just don't know so many colleges which are just phenomenally awesome colleges, but they don't have that kind of money to do the marketing. This journey is a giant emotional roller coaster. These 4 years you'll go through, some of you are sophomores, some are junior, freshmen. It's anxiety, anger, worry, fear. You will go through all this on a daily basis because this is exactly what the system is feeding on you. So that when you get an offer, when you get, you better accept it. You better now ask a question about why are you charging me so much? this is my humble opinion. This is why the system is rigged, I feel, in some ways, and which is in some ways my personal voyage to make sure this system gets more fair. There's a lot of fear of the unknown, lots of moving parts, lots of attention you need to provide to the details, but this is not rocket science. At the end of the day, this is permutations. It's only a set of combinations that you need to know about. It's a statistical problem. If you handle those statistical data points enough in time, you will be just fine. And this is, I can tell you as a parent, having gone through my first one and the second one, I don't stress about now because we did a decent job, but we were so stressed when the first one was going through. I will urge you guys, and I think I even sent this link, maybe I did not, but I have a link of this in one of my YouTube videos. This guy, Malcolm Gladwell, talks about our irrational attachment to certain prestigious institutions, right? We all talk about these massively amazing Ivy League schools. And he talks about, makes a case that if you're really looking to do a science-oriented course, you don't want to go to these bad, these amazingly awesome schools, because a third of the class, you could have that, like Harvard will accept the top of the top kids. A third of the kids who join Harvard in a STEM program in CS or one of those programs will drop out, will not land up finishing their graduation. And yes, one of them you can say is Bill Gates and one of them is Mark Zuckerberg, but then there are like a 500 of them or 200 of those kids who dropped out because they lost confidence, okay? So just because you get into a big school doesn't mean that's good for you. Of course, you've already taken off your parents like by $300,000 of their nest egg money is gone. That's a bigger problem. But it's just a place where you get dispirited a lot. And I'm not saying don't go to these schools. Just I'm saying keep an open eye and listen to this 20-minute talk by Malcolm Gladwell where he talks about these schools. Shreya, whenever you want to jump in, I'm good with you. Okay.